You look at the rough before it's cut, you also advise it or you leave it complete to their discretion?
Definitely we have to advise them because uh, the, the color banding and all that in the stone, we have to be careful before, Sometimes I used to preform the material.
So you can get the color at the culate point instead of on the side facet and lose the whole color.
Yeah.
So color centers and all this, you're the one who advises on the formation of the stone, which angle it should be cut.
Yes.
So even to date you do that.
Yes. Even the shapes and all that, sometimes the cutter think, okay, it may be good for pear shape. But sometimes I think, no, it may be good for heart shape because, the heart shape is somewhat unique. Mm-hmm. But pear shapes are available in the market. Mm-hmm. If I do a heart shape in good shapes and get a better color and better clarity and better luster, so I might go, I don't mind getting a wastage, but I go for heart shape.
But you know that because it's unique, it's easier for you to trade a heart shape than a pear shape because heart shape sapphires is rare in the market.
Yeah, that's true.
Your customers are primarily American or local now?
Definitely, we have a very potential market in America. Okay. So last 3-4 years, we have, that is a potential market for America. And even Europe, percentage-wise, America is, I might say, 70%.
70% is American market, the 30% is European market.
Yeah.
So you're not cutting or servicing the Sri Lankan market at all?
No.
You're primarily for exports. If you buy a stone, you're thinking of whether it's this is good for the American market, this is good for the European market, and you work like that.
Yes.
What has happened to the Japanese market and the Southeast Asian, Hong Kong market? Is there something that, or is that now not a real potential market?
I might say because Japanese market, mostly they like, the cat's eye, stars, like a cabochon materials. So, and like Patparasha. So, but sapphire, there is not much market in Japan. According to my analysis, because I didn't have much market. But mainly for Japanese market, they like cat's eye and Patparasha and what you call stars, blue star ruby like that. So I think previously there's a big demand in Japan, but again the problem is now finding the correct material. So we have a lack of material again to cater Japan.
Do you find that people are importing stones like blue sapphires from other countries like Thailand or Vietnam and bringing it here and selling it as Sri Lankan material?
Yeah, because that is I don't personally I don't like that way of trading. Mm-hmm. But the problem is if we doesn't have the material, so we have to seek for other countries' material. But people are mixing and selling that it's not a good trade practice according to me. We must say, okay, this is Madagascar sapphire, this is Vietnam sapphire, this is Thailand sapphire, we must say to the final customer. So still I think there is a market, can be catch up.
Yeah, because from my understanding that because that has been happening, the Sri Lankan sapphire value also has been dropping because people are not sure and they have to send it to the Googling lab to get a certificate of origin. And that is only when the stone has some value now, because the Googling lab. Speak about it.
This matter we have been discussed because in Sri Lanka we didn't have a proper lab like Googling or GIA. So this matter we have brought to our authorities to set up a lab. Getting a good recognition. So then people can get the proper certification. So right now I think in Sri Lanka I don't find any good lab. to get a, where the material has come. Locality they don't give, but generally they say this is sapphire, right? But as the experience, our traders know this is Madagascar sapphire, this is Ceylon sapphire, easily we can find, by experience. But put into a certificate, it's very important.
This conversation about this laboratory has been going on for a long time, isn't it?
Correct.
And still you all don't have a laboratory in the country that will give a certificate of origin.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah, correct.
So the only laboratory that gives now a certificate of origin is the Googling laboratory.
No, not only the Googling, but there are other
GIOs, but only those two are recognized in the world as authentic.
Yeah. The problem is, to get a Googling certificate, even I am prefer to get my stone for Googling certificate. But the problem is, for a stone like $2,000, I am not willing to pay like $550 for the certification. I don't have a profit, such a margin. So that is the other factor our people are finding in Sri Lanka difficult to sell our product. So that's the main thing. If government involved and set up a lab, and even we can hire a experienced gemologist for 1 or 2 years until our gemologists get into the line and give us proper certification. So I recommend if somebody can seriously think and put up a measure on this matter.
Do you think that having this proper certificate will enhance the Sri Lanka gem trade? If there was a good certificate that is recognized
Definitely. Like I can say you, example, when you buy a dog puppy, you will go for
the good pedigree, and you want the papers to show the pedigree of the dog.
Yes. So same thing, I think.
And then with this stone also, you need papers to show the pedigree of the stone.
Yes.
And without that, it's a pariah dog.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you talk a little about the future of the trade? Where do you think the trade is going in Sri Lanka? Because many things have changed over the last 25 years since you began in this field. We have seen from very bad Sri Lankan cutting to very good quality cutting. We have seen from no treatment knowledge in this country to better than Thai treatment knowledge. You have seen the trade move from one community to the Sinhalese community. It was unheard of. It was also a derogatory thing to be involved in the trade for a Sinhalese. All these things have changed in the country. What do you see the future to be?
Yeah. Because again, I must say, because we are doing this for the last 50-60 years, gem trading, in compared to other countries, we didn't have a center, gem center. Whereas Thailand, you can find more than 20 centers. Towers. Towers. Yes. So in that tower itself, get jeweler, miner, all the people inside the house. So in Sri Lanka, we didn't have that facility. So again, I must say people who are involved in this, we have to get together. It's like a chain. It has to be, mining, cutting, polishing, and jewelers. They have to get together. And even for small brokers, should be brought into the business and give us a recognition, right? And they should not deal synthetic material. They should have some sort of membership, right? Even though if you have a capacity like $1,000, he might also should benefited from the trade, right? We must not see, okay, this is a very small, medium man, so I must not buy from that. I must go for a good. So there's a it has to be work